But people that know you around here mainly as first as a DJ, might be like, hey,
secondly by my stripper name.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. The Pony Express.
Whoa.
Anyway.
That is very genuine of you to bring that up.
It's not honey time?
No.
That's what I want to get to, and I'm working my way there.
Okay.
They might be like, hey, this whole sort of like in front of the camera thing is new. Well, it's not new. You've been at this whole content creation, let's have fun for YouTube for quite a while. I want to talk about the YouTube channel called Classic TK.
Oh, it was called something else before.
Well, it's called Classic TK. So if you're watching, go look that up. And subscribe.
You want to subscribe to a channel?
And there's a lot of very.
Have you seen my cooking channel?
Yes, I do believe. I was sent a number of things I was supposed to check out about.
Okay, I have a secret cooking channel.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, there's a cooking video that got more views on that than all the rappers in the city.
Yeah,
shouts out.
When did you start?
Shouts out to 700,000 on a chicken video.
Oh, it's just yeah.
What are you doing with your life?
On the face?
Yeah. No, not that one.
Not that one.
No. I won some wine for doing that one. That was a good one. It was worth my time.
When did you start making like content? I mean, I feel like you're a person who's ahead of the curve on that and where we are now and the need for lots of content.
I was doing for YouTube content. I was doing it since I want to say 2006, 2007. Yeah. I was doing like the camera in the air. And when I would go somewhere, even if it was going to the grocery store or what have you, I'd have my, as you said, like, remember we were talking about the cameras back in the day, and like, oh man, at the time this was a good camera, and had my little blue camera. I'd bring it with me everywhere I went, and everybody thought I was, like, what are you doing? Now who's laughing? Everybody with their phone is essentially doing that now, and I was the weird one, right? So, but yeah, I was just doing that for a while. I had my little channel still up, just going around the city,
some excellent
going in and out of dollar stores, car dealerships. Where else was I going? Everywhere, man. It was good. It's interesting.
Hey, can you talk to me a little bit about the subject matter? Some of your videos on that on what I call Classic TK. Like for people that don't know, like
just all over the place.
Just
in my mind.
What is it? A lot of stuff comes to your mind. It seems
yeah.
It's very like food and sexual combined. I feel like.
Yeah.
I got a good old one you can put up there on that channel.
Yeah.
Remember when you was all drunk in Toronto?
You told me about this. I can't remember this.
Wait.
The shaving cream. Us in Toronto, and we were at the Stylist Awards barbecue.
Yeah.
And we just played the night before. We hadn't found out we won yet, but we.
Oh yeah, they announced the winner at the award show.
Yeah, which was super weird.
That was interesting. Yeah, you'd think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went up there, and this is him after like mad tequilas from starting from scratch, getting pissed drunk loaded, and we went back to the hotel room.
Daddy.
And that's what happened.
Okay. Beautiful. I can't wait to see the video.
Yeah.
This should be good.
If you have it, you got to show it.
Oh, I seen it like 3 weeks ago.
Okay, you got to show it.
Got it in right here.
Yes,
awesome. Can you put it in right here?
That'd be amazing.
I can put it in right here.
That'd be amazing. And go.
Look at them fucking poses across the fucking world. Look at poses. Is it going? You good, bro?
That was holding up the window at least. That's like a big pile on the window.
I think files on jets. I think evidence don't know what it is. Where's the other one at? Right here. Oh, let me spray that one.
That's like piles in the window now.
Oh, that's right here. I got you. Whatever.
That was a good time. That was a good time.
That video was amazing.
That was awesome. It was a good time. Good representation of my life.
I want to talk to you about the most current creation, if you will, and I don't know, maybe that's not the right word to use, of an evening that you're involved with. I believe it's called Bump and Grind. Is that the newest?
That's the most recent
thing that you've created.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in a city that I think has a pretty great history, really, of having like this untapped. Well, not sorry. Hold on, let me rephrase. There's always a lot of people out. There's always people available to pull together to have nights, but then a lot of nights don't work.
Yeah.
But you have been involved and been at the helm of.
I'm batting at 500 right now.
But that's huge. Like that, it's as good. people who know baseball.
Yeah.
That would be the greatest thing ever by 100 points, right?
Yeah. I'm like,
or 99 points.
I'm
Ted Williams was like what,
I'm like Donaldson 3 years ago.
Yeah, for a season though.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. So what is it as you bring something new where you're like trying to attract a crowd that comes all the time? What's new that can be done, and what are you thinking about when you're putting that together? Like, what's the recipe?
Again, I could just revert it back to what we were talking about when we first started talking about just having fun. Ladies and gentlemen,
but a lot of people would say having fun.
No, but just like
or something like that. But what's that mean?
The nights that I try and just shamelessly promote, like the Jam or Bump and Grind, it's just about having a good time. Again, like having fun, letting loose, not having to worry about, like, you go there to dance and you don't have to worry about people not having fun or not dancing or they're too cool to dance. Like, yo, if you're too cool to dance or anything, then don't come. Stay at home. If you want to stay still, go to sleep. Stay in your bed. It's cool. I don't want you there. Straight up, I don't want you there.
But R&B in Halifax, everybody loves R&B.
90s R&B is
like
classic.
90s R&B. So like, that's what it was. He had the connection at the Lion Bright. I said, let's throw a Valentine's Day party, man. All 90s R&B. Let's do this.
Yep.
And we did first night, and boom, right out the gate, line up till 1 in the morning.
Yep.
So it was just like, well, this is a no-brainer.
Lineup still, ladies and gentlemen.
This lineups every month, every single month that we've been having it, and it's been over a year. Thank the club gods have allowed us to have that night for well over a year. We had a few ups and downs. You know what I mean? Not every night is perfect.
You have to get punched in your face, ladies and gentlemen.
You know.
Have you been punched in your face?
Have I been punched? Yes.
Like ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at the night though.
Not at the club night.
It's a great night, very chill.
Yeah,
you getting punched in the face.
You ain't getting punched in the face when you come home.
No. You gotta have a good
everybody
time.
has a blast at Bump and Grind night, so it's just been, it's a blessing to have that night.
Yeah.
It's great vibes.
I think that you're a great ambassador.
Thank you.
And not just to burgers.
Oh.
I want to get to that, but I think that's what it is, though, and like I mean this in a really complimentary way. Mm-hmm. Both of you do this, but like focusing on you. Mm-hmm. People will say have fun and whatever, and it's, I don't know, it's not that they don't know how to do that necessarily, but they're not, it's not authentic. Like you are like, it's like an authentic article, like it's going to be fun. I'm going to be there having fun.
Right.
And if you like my taste, you'll have fun too. And so if you know my taste at all, you'll definitely want to come.
Right.
But there's this, it feels real. Like even when you're being like silly and like, a big shtick, which is like a lot of the humor, which I like.
Yeah.
It's always feels like super real. Like it's like that guy actually wants me to come and have fun. Yeah. A lot of people don't know how to be that authentic with an audience.
I just think now these days it's been a lot harder, again, because of social media. People are afraid of judgment. It's weird. You want likes, but then you don't want to put your authentic self out there. I don't get it. And what are you putting out there then? You put up the best filter, then I don't know. You're being fake. Well, not fake, but.
Does it bother you if you put stuff up and you don't get likes though?
I don't look at the likes. I don't. Like there's some stuff like I will delete from my feed just because I'm like, that doesn't really, it's not who I am. I thought for a second, I was like, I don't really post that kind of stuff. Yeah. But like people who know me know how what's going on. They don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on up there. I'm still trying to put it together. I probably never will. But, I mean, if there's any kind of insight to it, I mean, it might be my Instagram or Snapchat stories. More so Instagram.
What are you going to do with that influencer cash?
Oh, man, it'd be nice, right? It'd probably be the worst thing. It'd be, I don't know.
I think you'd be.
I think it'd be all right. It'd be all right. But that
What
a lot
does
of
an Instagram influencer have to do exactly? Like, I know.
not sure.
What do they do?
Brand ambassador
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and representing brand. And that's the thing. If that ever were to happen, whatever, who knows? I wouldn't take on something that I would, what's not, that I don't authentic. I wouldn't just take on like, oh, Laramie cigarettes. Shouts out to Simpsons. Shouts out to the Simpsons.
Hey, Demore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it wouldn't be. People
got
would know,
the
but
red and
TK
black.
smokes.
Export ATK.
Yeah,
We got the
exactly.
red and black look already. We're looking for that.
Yeah,
that
right?
buyout. Come on, Demoria.
Yeah, exactly.
man.
King size,
I'll
right?
start smoking on the show.
Yeah.
No,
Could you imagine?
No?
But yeah, just something like that, or just be very picky and choosy, and just I don't know. Again, it's just I'm just trying to put myself out there. I've always just been just a person who just I like life, and yeah, that's just me. I like being silly. I like making people laugh. I like making myself laugh. Like more than anything, I drive around and I'm telling jokes to myself, and
Have
I'm
you
in the
always been
car
this
and I'm
way?
just like
But
laughing
at
to
this
myself.
point, at this point where like you built your name for so long,
Mhm.
like it's not about like the name or trying to,
Right.
build that name anymore. It's like you know the name.
Yeah.
Now get to know me.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're comfortable. You can put yourself out there a lot more now.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it comes off.
That's one of the hardest things I
You
think
don't
about.
need to push your name anymore. Like
Yeah.
people know you.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's I don't do that often. And like there's a lot of things like even I don't over promote nights and stuff like that. I find for me it just is not indicative to what I do. And I was like, you're gonna be there, you're gonna be there. Like if not, it's cool. Yeah. I mean just gotta be honest with yourself. I like putting my honest self out there. And that's me who I am when like you meet I'm no different from when you see me on Instagram and stuff like that. Like I'm
yeah,
just
totally.
silly,
Totally
right? Right. But I can have my serious moments as well. I didn't have my moments on Instagram where I do, again, like where I'm saying, hey, this is what I'm doing this month. This is what I'm challenging myself. I'm trying to be more serious. I'm tired of seeing like my friends die at certain ages where I think you should have lived way longer, dude. Again, I just
Is that a part of the health thing?
That's a lot of part of the health thing. And I mean, I work in the health sector when I want to get a job again in the health sector. But I mean, yeah. So it's just one of those things. And I like to. I mean, if there, it's kind of weird. You want to like think of when people are going to your funeral and like how they want to remember you, and how do you want to remember yourself? And like think of like a third person like video game and like how you want to represent yourself and how you want to like you play like an RPG and you can make your upgrades and stuff like that. Like just be the best you, whatever it is. You don't have to go to the gym 7 days a week or whatever. Like if you want to be best musically, then work on music every day or something a little bit. You don't have to come up with masterpieces. It's just as long as like you're just trying, like just do something, man. There's a lot of time. I just don't want to ever look back at certain points in my life where I've spent like, again, there's so many distractions more than ever now these days where you're just kind of like, you can get lost and just not waste your time. But I mean, I'm sure you could do a lot better. And there's people like, they complain about this artist or that thing and be like, well, what are you doing to change it then? Besides complaining about it. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't understand. You'd rather go on Facebook and say, this is what's wrong with da-da-da-da. Like, I don't understand why people are so concerned with what other people are doing rather than taking a look at themselves for a minute and just being totally focused on themselves. I don't get it. I mean, I'm there too. It's human nature, like you're constantly around things and you're taking things in and out and you're making judgments of sorts. But I mean, in the end, it's just you.
Yeah.
And I just want, if I can say anything, it's just you should focus some more time towards yourself. It's like, even all success stories is just, it's people who focused time on themselves. No one made it overnight. I hate to tell you.
No
I mean, there might be the rare case, but
Drake
generally, like
did.
Drake
made it overnight.
yeah. But those people just like, and they're continue, and if they ever did make it overnight, it's the continued their drive.
Yeah, that's what keeps them.
Keeps them there.
Yeah, even if it's something
Depends on what you want to do. I'm not hating. You want to still sleep in bed all day? Perfectly fine.
I want to
That's
become
your
the
funeral.
best napper.
Yeah, right? Perfectly fine.
Maybe.
There's a Guinness Book World Record for that, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Right?
That person's never seen that.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Just constantly sleeping. Like when he
just-
wakes up, let him know he's won.
Is he asleep or is he in a coma?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know.
But yeah, and that was just like, again, it's kind of like what I took from another, like a book I read. It's just like how, you're walking up to, you're essentially seeing yourself in the casket, and, you're listening to everybody on how you want to be remembered, and, did you fulfill what, like, tomorrow's not promised.
Never.
I can,
Never.
I could choke on a piece of gum.
What's the mission as a DJ who is so, as Ivy was just saying, like so established and who's accomplished a lot? What's the goal? What's the next thing that's success in that realm?
I've always just been I've been passionate on just constantly passing information on. Like an open book. If you want to know something, and I'll tell you what I know to the best of my knowledge. I'm not going to hold anything back. Like,
About the craft?
Yeah, about the craft, or like, because I would want that respect too. Everybody, and again, it's just part of any profession you really want to take seriously. You tend to get a mentor of some sort who's been doing it longer than you and can pass down some tips, and then you cultivate it as you see it.
Do you have people that are working with you right now?
I like to surround myself and talk to people who I have an idea of, like, I want to get to that level and stuff like that. I want to do certain things like that. And what does it take? And I kind of watch them for a minute. So, that's me watching them, but I'm not complaining like, oh, I can't believe so-and-so. Like, I'm not on. No, I'm trying to, in that moment, instead of complaining, I'm trying to figure it out for myself on what I can do, and then maybe team up with, people like IV, like-minded people. Like, let's create a good event or whatever. And, take all the bullshit aside.
DJ school.
Right?
New DJ.
Yeah.
I think a DJ school would be a great idea.
Right. If it's done properly too.
Yeah, it
right?
has to be done right.
You have to execute. That's the biggest thing around here. Lots of good ideas. Just bad execution.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, just.
It's entirely what I do in my line of work. Besides when I'm not hanging out in the cut.
Right.
I
like that.
Is basically make things come from sort of paper and pictures and things into like real life. Yeah. And that transition is huge and strange, and it's a whole process that people don't. If you don't take it seriously enough, it doesn't. You have to take it too seriously for it to actually look serious at all.
Right.
In the end.
No, exactly. And I think what we do, I think a lot of people kind of get it confused too.
Get what confused?
Just when we create something, we take an idea and put it out there. Like, oh, I can do that. Okay, then do it.
Right.
Like in anything.
It is a weird reaction by people when they say, I could do that.
Everybody.
It's sort of like, but what? Like, it's sort of like, I want to go.
Anything.
But, like, what does it?
Right.
It doesn't really mean anything, does it? Like, so what?
It is funny because, like.
It's not a comment of either anything.
Right. It's like, what are you doing? Okay, then do it. And
what I find fascinating, I don't know if you would agree with this. I find things that when I find something irritating.
Yeah.
Can we edit this? I'm going to say the thing now.
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you agree that TK?
Yeah.
He's at work. He deserves a little more points taken off.
You see the clock in the background is going.
So you said you wouldn't earlier. You were saying that you wouldn't. I'm like a pitcher. Are you a baseball fan by any chance?
No, you know what I tried to get. There's a couple things I tried to get into.
I didn't expect you to answer with so much for hockey.
No, I tried to get into baseball. You know what? I'm really good at baseball.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, you put me behind the plate.
Are you catching?
That ball is gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna do something like that this summer.
Yeah, let's keep you.
Softball league champion.
No, softball. No.
Okay, we play hardball.
Regular ball.
Okay.
I don't know. It's up to Chevy.
Chevy's
going to organize.
I like softball in the way that I think you can accommodate more people.
I hate the bats. I hate the ball.
The bat. Well, you play with softball. You can play with the aluminum bat.
Yeah,
you
but
like
the aluminum bats are big and longer. Like,
no, I think you get the normal.
No. There's two separate ones. Trust me. I played baseball all my life.
I played softball all my life.
Oh, look at this.
But the softball bat is.
I wanted the screen to go
longer.
Little versus.
Yeah.
It's long.
Baseball versus.
Yeah, do a mean face.
Do the mean face. All right, let's get.
Okay.
The softball bat is longer and it gets fatter, like.
I know what you're talking
sooner.
about, but the couple leagues
Can you
that
look right in that camera and say that again?
Yeah.
No, not that.
Okay, sorry. The last couple the leagues for fun leagues just brought our own aluminum bats. There's no regulation.
We were like little league,
okay.
We weren't allowed to use softball bats in little league.
Okay. Well, this is big boys league over here.
The softball bats that I use, the softball bats that I use are like the regular.
You have fun with your cartoonishly.
You can get them in all kinds of
bats.
different weights and stuff. They just have they're just weighted a little differently, which I find
No, they're
weird.
shaped different too.
They are a lot stubbier. It's like the barrel stops really abruptly on them. I find.
Yeah,
They're a lot stubbier.
Yeah.
And weighted funny too.
Oh.
So you were speaking earlier though about not. And the reason I brought up pitching was I like to change it up when it comes to interview questions. Like, here's fastball.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? He threw it in the stands.
Yeah.
Fastball. That's more my style. I have one pitch and a wild pitch.
For
He
sure.
might throw a fastball. He might throw it in the stands.
Yeah. I just swing it every
You
time.
won't. We talk about being like a brand ambassador type thing, or I'm linking the idea that you have a lot of success with shows with the idea that you're really good at delivering on what you say you're going to deliver, but also being like authentic in that connection between the product and the person.
Mm-hmm.
This is a dope night, and I'm telling you about it, and this is like a valid conduit that I'm going to trust. Do you love burgers?
Do I love
The
burgers?
timing of this
Yeah.
interview couldn't be more perfect.
I do love burgers.
Having just been
Of
all
course
over
I love
the city.
burgers. Tell me who doesn't love
So
burgers.
people that are watching this going, how do I know that face? I mean, I haven't really seen this face.
Yeah.
It's been all over. How did that connection happen there where you're all over the city eating burgers?
It literally came from one of my jam video promos.
Mm.
Photographer was like, "Hey, saw one of your videos. Thought you'd be pretty perfect for this." And the rest is, as they say,
Her story.
her story. Then his story.
So you're a burger fan, clearly.
Yeah. Just because I don't eat red meat doesn't mean I
You don't eat red meat?
No, I don't eat red meat.
Okay.
It's
What would
3
be-
years strong.
Props.
Did you do any of the burgers? Like the
I tried.
chicken burgers?
I
That's what I was
did.
gonna-
I went to. I went to Heartwood. I was able
Yeah.
to go to Heartwood, but again, that was the only place I went to because every other place was like you go there, hour wait or waitlist. It's just like
Did you get
I
free
don't
burgers?
have that time. No,
What?
I know. I paid for my burger, lady.
He could have
Burger.
abused that billboard if he wanted.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna strong arm.
I'm the
arm them.
billboard,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
He's just like, look,
billboard, baby.
just like point at it.
Yeah.
Can we just put it
Yeah.
right here?
Let's go around
You
with the.
just have a little billboard on your
Yeah.
shoulder.
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
better this,
I was gonna
motherfucker?
get.
You know what?
I was gonna get a shirt and walk
You know what
around.
you should get
but-
better than a shirt? I think you should get that image of you eating the burger on an Arbor chain. You know what I mean? Like that's a
right.
beautiful Arbor design.
Remember me, motherfucker?
Arborcore.ca. Go check them out. They support us.
get
You
your
support
chain.
them.
I record design.
Word.
Wood chain.
Wood chain.
Wood chain. Is
Solid
that-
oak.
Can I
you,
say
can you
wood
hold that
chains?
up? Hold that up.
Oh yeah, baby, right there.
There it is. Look at that. That's some mean material right there. You with the burger.
Arborcore.
How long did it take to get that shot? I just want to know for a person. We'll keep this in.
the whole shoot was like under an hour.
Really?
Yeah. Guys, when you're working with a professional, it's in and out.
How many burgers did you have to your mouth?
I had one burger to my mouth.
Did it get sloppy?
Sloppy is not good.
Oh, boy.
Juicy.
Can't wait for all the cuts we have here.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So like, what is up with Burger Week? And when did they announce this shit? Like the winners? Like
I don't know. I was wondering that myself. I'm not sure. They didn't. I wasn't like the ambassador. They had two
Oh.
ambassadors. I was
You
just.
weren't?
I was just the face.
Well, I thought you were the ambassador.
No, I mean,
you should have been.
Yeah.
You should have had some perks.
right.
I didn't
They should have
know.
rolled out the burger parade. He
Damn.
would have had the crown on.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's gonna be good.
This should have been something.
Yeah. Well,
I'm kind of disappointed. I'm like,
that's all right. That's all right.
Social media
very
hype,
empathetic.
though.
Yeah.
Social media hype. It has to be Vandals, hands down.
Oh, for sure.
I had it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have a number of burgers? Did you try out a few?
No, I tried 2 burgers.
Two.
How
I
many?
tried the Anchor.
How many did the lady have?
Oh my God, my woman had at least 4
She
or 5.
seemed like she knew what
4
was
or
going
5 of
on.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's a social media freak, right? So
Yeah.
like, she just
Shut
gets
up.
on it, gets on it.
Shuts up.
So yeah, so I had 2. I had the Anchor burger, and I had the. I had 3 burgers. I
Oh.
had.
Oh shit!
Yeah. This is getting crazy, ladies and
This is
gentlemen.
getting crazy.
Cut.
I had
Get it? Take the kids out of the
Anchor,
room.
the Vandals, Doughnuts burger, which was
that a donut?
oh man,
Can you describe this?
it's ridiculous, bro.
As a vegetarian, there really wasn't much for me. So
Oh, you vegetarian?
yeah.
Are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
How long?
What years? 17 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pescatarian. I do eat fish.
Oh,
Shout out to Kurt Cobain.
Okay. Why do people say that? Vegetarian. A little pescatarian too. Why does it always start out like that?
Because it's easier.
know that?
It's easier to describe
How's your
when you're
diet?
when
Vegetarian.
you're
I eat a little bit of fish too.
when you're eating or you're trying to
like-
describe quickly, like what are the issues, and you're always like, not always, but
Yeah, what-
sometimes it's like you're the one that's the problem.
What?
It's easier to say vegetarian and it just eliminates fish too. And then if you're someone who eats fish, like, oh, cool, that's there as well. But it's like, for meals and things.
Don't
it's
try
not-
and impress me.
I'm not trying to impress anything.
Okay. Don't throw your
Shit.
fish in there to be
Whew.
like, whoa. Okay.
Anyways, go back to the
Yo,
burgers
what are we
for a
talking
sec.
about?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
We did the Anchor, which was great. We did
Here we
Parkside
go.
Pub,
Yep.
Yeah.
which
that
is
was
great,
the other one.
and the Vandals was off the chain.
Okay.
Is with the Vandals burger, was that
The Vandals is a
donuts?
donut for the bun,
Yeah.
and it's like great homemade, handmade burger,
Okay.
and it had like this spicy sriracha mayo on it, and
Mm.
it was like the best flavor.
Put some sexy.
profile.
Put some sexy music to this.
the
Yeah.
flavor
Slow it down a
profiles
bit.
where
Yeah.
you had
Look
the
right there.
sweet,
Yeah.
you had the crunch from the lettuce,
Mm.
you had the the meaty meat, and you had the hot. You had the hot from the sauce. But the bun is what made it. The bun,
Oh,
clean yourself up now. Clean yourself up.
TK.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wipe me down.
Yeah,
Wipe me down. But the bun,
And that's Burger Week,
Yeah,
y'all.
God, yeah. So good, you'll come on your chest.
And that's why you're not ambassador.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
not ambassador.
but people
I'm
were
just the guy on
saying, some people were saying that their donut burger had too much glaze on it, so there was too
I'll
sweet.
give it.
See?
I'll glaze it.
That's just
There we go. This is their
But
Shit
that
writes
was the only
itself.
that was the only down thing.
Right.
People were waiting an hour and a half, writing reviews like
I can't do it though.
they were writing
don't
reviews
get
like
that waiting business.
I waited an hour and a half and I would have waited 4 hours
Oh
for
my
it.
god! Was
Like,
it
the
the
reviews
release of
were
the new
off the-
PlayStation?
should get two then.
And Vandals Donuts, I didn't know this before, but they always been selling burgers.
Yeah. They've been doing. Yeah.
Didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
It's not really in the name or anything.
No.
But they're selling burgers and
Vandals.
they kept it on the
donuts.
thing. They
Vandals.
kept it on the list, so
They-
you
they're-
can
shouts
go
out-
try it all the time if you
Shout-
if you ever decide to eat.
I'll
meat.
take somebody that eats meat and get them
You
to
can
try
just
it
take
for
the
me.
meat off it and just have
And
the
I'll
burger with
watch
some
them.
lettuce, I guess.
There you
Shouts
go.
out to They're just killing it in general.
Yeah, they are
They,
killing
they
it,
have
man.
you want to talk about people who get it?
And
they get it.
and not even get it. Like, shouts out to Vandals Donuts for not packing it in when times got tough.
Right.
Because if you know their history, they were in Riot Snack Bar,
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay. Yeah.
and they were selling these donuts, and they were killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then whatever happened, business-wise, whatever happened, and, people part ways or whatever, and they kept going.
Yeah.
95% of people would have packed that in
Right,
and just
right.
said,
Persevere,
You know what?
ladies and gentlemen. Persevere.
It's very
and you know
important.
what? And killing it and just made like social media on fire during
Oh.
Burger Week
Yeah.
and are just killing it. Talking about opening second locations.
Well, it's
It's great
it's like
for
a no-brainer.
great to see local businesses thriving like that. And
You know what?
Hey TK, it sounds
Don't-
like something you should invest
Don't open a second location.
in. Yeah.
And that's the big thing. They're talking
Don't.
about it, but I mean,
Don't do it.
if you don't, you keep driving it there. You know
You
what
drive
I mean?
all that hype there. I'd rather
Yeah,
see.
you drive it there.
That's like with the bump and grind night. No, we don't want a bigger location. We don't want another location.
No, we don't.
It's perfect.
We like it where it's at.
Yeah.
We like the atmosphere
I
that
think
we
that's
created
very
there.
wise.
Yeah.
Very wise.
It's just something that we just know won't work anywhere else.
Yeah.
There's just
Right
always that
now,
push.
no, it won't.
There's
Yeah.
always that push, and everybody's like in the classic mindset. You get it full, and you get a bigger thing, and you try to fill it. But that switch, there's a point where
No, you
it
cut
just
it in
doesn't
half.
do that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
You're not
it's
McDonald's,
just-
motherfucker.
No, exactly. Like so many restaurants to keep like with that. Like I've known they've tried to like expand a little,
Yeah.
and it just fell apart. And like
Right.
before, it was like these big lineups. And you'd be like, man, there's too much of a lineup. But when you got in, it was good.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Exactly.
It was like, yeah, that was worth it. But now you get in fast, but it's terrible.
Our
and there's a
thing,
different
and
same thing with
we
nights.
tell people every month is just come early.
Yeah.
Like avoid the
That's
lineup.
hard to fight the Halifax syndrome.
But you know what though?
It's
if you don't want to wait in that line,
it's an idiopathic disease, my friend. Still can't figure it
Have
out. Still can't figure it out.
I can't figure it out either.
No, don't know why people don't come out early. I mean, I suffer from the same disease, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it
I
happens.
sometimes
to me.
don't come out till like 1 o'clock.
see, I don't know about that, man. I was always the guy in the club first, man.
But I mean, you know what?
I
If,
was always the last guy. You've heard people say that, man.
but I
You know
mean,
what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, if it's like good
I'd be
nights or
just there the
stuff,
whole
I will
time.
be there if it's a good night, and I'll be hanging out early, right? And if there's good people there, I'll be there. Just like Bump and Grind. Good
just
people.
like Bump Grind, just like the other night that you're successful at, the jam.
Man, yes. 4 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Great
This Saturday.
night.
I'd love to see you there. 4-year-old jam. Got a little jam baby.
Whoa.
The little jam baby.
3 men and a baby.
3 men in a jam, baby.
And they jam baby. Little suckers just been
Oh, what?
little suckers has been causing havoc.
Havoc.
Yeah, getting people all loaded.
Well,
Hung
how
over the
would-
next morning.
How would you define the jam in like a like a 1-floor elevator pitch?
The jam is honestly, it's like, I would say it's like everything but the kitchen sink kind of night. We literally play everything. If it sounds good, it's good. I mean, it's a night where people, again, I said before, just come to let loose. You can wear whatever you want. You can show up, like, bring all your like older crowd, young crowd. It's a good mix between everybody. It's just everybody goes there to have a good time and just dance. There's not like, again, like you just look out in the crowd and everybody's just dancing and
Just jamming.
just jamming. Bunch of old like friends seeing each other, and it's good when you have those moments where like you might get our crowd who doesn't go out every month or every week, but they come out to that night, and it's just good to see the interaction between our friends too, and like, oh, what's up, and you know, it's just
That's so important.
There's some friends I ain't seen for years. I seen down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's other people I don't see anywhere else but the jam.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
It's the only night they go out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't see them at anything else.
Yeah. You're lucky the jam is only once a month. I don't think people would survive. It's just a night where just.
But you know what? It wouldn't have the same
No.
feel if it was weekly.
No,
it
and that's
wouldn't.
the thing. People.
And that's that same thing as that space. You
It's
gotta
just-
know the pacing.
Exactly, and people have said that with Bump and Grind, like, oh, this should be every week, and
Yeah,
the
but it
jam, it's like,
wouldn't-
oh, it should be every. No,
No.
it's like you got to build. That's the thing. In the same situation as like the space, it's like, you know what? Maybe you don't get your donut today, but when you do, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's just like, once a month when you,
Yeah.
you might
Not
make you
everything is
want it.
24/7 on-demand delivery,
Yeah.
instant gratification.
Sometimes you got to put the Delicio in the
Because you
oven.
get so excited for those nights
You
because
know,
they're
you
coming
gotta-
for a while.
You
You're
gotta
like,
wait. You gotta let that baby cook.
yeah.
You know,
It
bring it
makes
out the
you
oven.
want it.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what I
like,
mean? Like
It's another
Can't
place
wait.
to slow it down.
Yeah,
Look and
just
listen.
instead of just I can go there next week.
Yeah.
no.
You
Well,
know?
then when you can miss them, like they're just more regular, you know.
But we find we have like at Bump and Grind, we've had some regulars that have been there every single month.
Damn.
Yeah,
Every single month.
yeah. There's been a couple faithfuls there.
You know, and it rotates, but I mean, like we see different people from month to month. But like, I know there's a couple people there that have been there probably every one,
Yeah.
maybe miss one.
Yeah,
night.
shouts out.
Nice. That
Yeah.
kind of support's so important.
Yeah.